Hi everyone, coming to you guys with a quick one on Kanye West, aka will Kim and the Carters forgive him? You know what I'm saying? Yes. So right now you see that Kanye is spiraling out again. Listen, we've been always predicting on Kanye West since 2021. We've been telling you guys every move we've been making over the years. We predicted his divorce in advance, a whole year in advance. We told you guys 2022 is the year he's going to get divorced. That finalized, in 2022. Told you guys straight up that he's gonna go after Pete Davidson way in advance, like 9 months in advance, couple months. We tell you he's gonna spiral out when coming to that. A lot of things, I'm saying, with all relationships and stuff, he was always predicting his move. One thing I try to tell you guys about Geminis, and I'm saying, yes, I have a lot of Gemini clients, Gemini family members. Geminis are very rigid, very stubborn at times, especially the male ones, the male Geminis can be very stubborn and rigid, and especially like the male Gemini females. From my experience, I could only say that from my 39 years experience, the male Geminis, what I noticed, a lot of them, you see a lot of them have, especially the females, they have a lot of money problems. When it comes to money, they spend more than what they have coming in. So sometimes you see that with the male Gemini, they live above their means. And you always see them having financial problems and stuff like that. Money doesn't stay with Gemini females so easy. There's something about them, they don't balance the books and balance things properly when coming to money. So I've seen that from my 39 years experience watching family members, just bad lucky with money, especially the male Geminis. The June Gemini females are different, slightly different from the male Geminis. I'm saying? Yes. Just like how, the September Libras are slightly different from the October Libras, I'm saying? Yes. So when coming to Kanye, as I say, when coming to Kanye, he went below the belt, talking reckless about the Carters and them kids and stuff like that. That was very, very, very bad. And one of the things you have to understand with Gemini is the type of people, whenever things not going their way, and if they feel like they know secrets, you can't let Gemini people know your secrets, because whenever you fall over them, they're gonna put you on blast. And I'm saying, yeah, fall over them, they're gonna put you on blast. Definitely that's gonna happen. I'm saying? Yeah. Capricorn is like that too. Like if you're dating a Capricorn, they're gonna let everybody know your business and whatever it is. And I'm saying, yeah, whether it's a male or female, I see that with a lot of my Capricorn. I'm saying, yeah, so they go down that rabbit hole. But when we look at Kanye, I see that the Carters and them will not forgive him. Beyonce, forget it. She don't want a part to ever deal with him. She don't want to see him. She don't want to be in the room. She's gonna pressure Jay-Z to tell him what time it is. I'm saying? Yes. So you see he been backpedaling after he talked reckless about the people, kids and stuff. You see he had to backpedal and stuff like that. Jay-Z's not playing. I'm saying? Yeah, Jay-Z's not playing. Beyonce is hurt. I can see that she's hurt, she's fed up, she feel like everybody's just piling on, especially the just coming out of this whole situation with the Busby situation. And then we had predicted this since in January 2024 that what was coming for Jay-Z in advance. You guys see they predicted it. One thing with PDD, Jay-Z and all these guys, we always been advanced ahead of the curve before everybody was talking and saying this and saying that. Yeah, so we always been seeing what was coming with these guys here. I'm saying? Yeah. So with Kanye, he uses his mental health as an excuse sometimes to try to get away, to say, yes, I'm spiraling out, I'm hurting and stuff. He know what he's be doing. I'm saying? Yeah, we always tell you guys that, he uses that as a cover. Yes. Does he spiral out? Does he have any kind of psychological, any kind of mental stuff? Yes, he will go through that. Yes, his grief, different things like that. And, we're not a psychiatrist, but you can tell us watching him, he's not well. I'm saying? He's a man not well. And, a lot of people, he'll be very, very stubborn and rigid. But when you look at his chart, as a Gemini sun, in his moon is in Pisces, so he's very emotional and stuff, very sensitive and things like that. But when you look at his Mercury and his Venus and stuff on his Mars, all in Taurus. And anybody have Taurus and stuff in those areas, they take forever to move on. Taurus is one of the most stubborn, most rigidest earth sign. Anybody have Taurus in them sun or anything that we know he's Gemini, but knowing that he have a lot of Taurus in his chart, he will take forever to move on from certain things. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Pisces in the moon, so you're very sensitive and things like that. So you know anybody Pisces in nowadays, they could hold a grudge also too. So you have a lot of signs, water and earth signs in his chart that is having, can't move on, can't let certain things go. You know, you see that with Donald Trump. You look at Donald Trump too, a next Gemini also too. You know, his Venus is, I believe, is in his Venus is in Cancer and stuff like that. I think his Mercury is in Cancer. So that's why Donald Trump can't let stuff go. Very, very, very sensitive and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And then Gemini, you know, yeah, like revenge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gemini is just like revenge. Every Gemini, you know, love a revenge. You can't let stuff go. You know, yeah, just like Capricorn, Libra, Scorpios. Those are revenge signs, Cancers, you know, yeah, they can't let stuff go. Taurus. So anybody with those signs, Taurus, Taurus, Capricorn, Cancers, Geminis, Libras, they can't let stuff go. You know what I'm saying? Yes, especially if they have Scorpios and stuff in the chart and stuff like that. Any kind of Taurus in the chart, Cancers in the charts, a lot of water and earth in the chart, a lot of revenge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're not going to let stuff go forever. So that's why people have to be careful who you're crossing. You might think you get away now, but they're not going to wile you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so people going to be plotting on you and you don't even realize. So that is some of the things I see with Kanye here. I see he will have to pack up and move. I see him moving because I see in California, he had purchased a nice home and different things like that. That home he had purchased was for his family and stuff like that. But I see that I see him packing up and he will move. He might have to go back into Asia. And we had predicted that he's going to have to go to like Asia, like China or Japan and stuff. You see, he end up in Japan. So we always known, again, we had saw him that those are only places that he would have had to go to start over, to chill out and stuff like that. So this is the year for Kanye and his wife. It's going to be make or break. We said it since back in December. We dropped it in January. We told you guys straight up, this is the year. We see a lot of spiritual manipulation around around him. For him to also to spiral out more also too. So besides him personally too, we see a lot of spiritual manipulation also too for he and his relationship to mash up. We talk about that since last time. We've been warning you guys. Yeah, witchcraft is real. We tired give. One thing with me, I've been consistent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I tired show you guys that. You see that with Normani and different things like that. We told you guys that a lot of people are hold back. A lot of artists out here are blocked spiritually. And they don't realize that, you know what I'm saying? Yes, so people can really block your life and have your life on hold, and you just living, just being average and not realizing, you forget where you was on top now, So, a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and by Kanye coming out and talking reckless about the Kardashians and stuff, they're not playing with him, They're gonna make sure and get full custody of the kids and stuff like that. He will have to, I see eventually, Kim will actually, pull the plug on him. She saved him many times and he don't realize that. Kim Kardashian has saved him many times. I'm not picking up for nobody. I'm just staying neutral. So I'm telling you guys what I'm seeing. She saved this man many, many times. A lot of stuff she reached out to certain people to beg for this man because of the kids. But right now, you know what I'm saying, by going after the whole family now, is war. This is more personal now because they're tired, they're fed up of stuff. So I see that certain people, not even Donald Trump, nobody will be able to save him this time around. We told you guys straight up that he will cancel his own self. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he will self-sabotage because of that Taurus energy in his Venus, his Mars, and Mercury. He can't move on, can't let stuff go. He's hurt, yes. It starts from grief, from his mom crossing over and certain things like that. You feel like a lot of people disrespect him and stuff, a lot of things he holding on, a lot of stuff he haven't been able to let go. He really wants to do certain things with his kids and stuff like that. So, I have to feel sorry for him when coming to his kids. He really loves his kids. He want to do certain stuff, but he has shown in the past that he's not, reliable at times when coming to, moving a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't want to be saying certain things about people in the public and then, you're crying victim. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so he have to take some responsibility also too. You know, he put his foot in his mouth and he's going to continue doing that. I see for now he's going to be going through that dark phase in his life, and I see that some people are talking and plotting. They want to put him like in a Britney Spears situation, or like a Wendy Williams situation. That's what I'm seeing. They're trying to see if they can catch him in that way. I'm not going to say who, but certain forces want to put him in a certain situation. So you have to be careful, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and his life is in danger. You know, we said this 2 years ago. Some friends drink when he was in Drink Champs. I told you guys from since he was in Drink Champs, he opened the floodgates to put his life in danger. So, you know, you have to be careful. You have to watch himself. His marriage is in danger. When coming to Beyonce and Jay-Z, I see that right now they're tired and fed up about a lot of stuff. They feel like the whole family is being attacked. When I look at Beyonce and Jay-Z, they will be looking at foreign places, maybe in Europe and different things like that. They will still be coming to the States here, but I'm seeing them looking at foreign countries and stuff, especially now with this climate and stuff like that, and which is Beyonce and Jay-Z and a family went through, and then with Kanye West now, you know, I mean, you're a big superstar, you know, you're drawing big attention to the woman and her kids and stuff like that, and she's gonna be very super protective of her kids. And don't be surprised to see Beyonce do like a Tina Turner and go on like some move, like how Tina Turner moved where I went to Switzerland or Sweden or something like that. I see Beyonce is doing something similar, like talking about it with her husband and stuff, and I see that they will be looking at places in foreign where they will feel much more secluded and have a little much more privacy, because of these stuff are coming after her husband, coming after her kids and family, and she's rightful. Beyonce is right to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to go, you don't feel safe in any country that you're born and grew up in and stuff like that. You feel like you're being attacked for no reasons. You ain't do nobody nothing. People just hating on you and different things like that. People are going to run with all kind of stuff, believe everything. We try to tell you guys that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so she's feeling attacked, you know, and she's going to do what she have to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so she's going to push back. Kanye is right now going to be in the doghouse with a lot of people. You know, not even Donald Trump, nobody can try to save him. But I see, for now, he'll go through this dark phase. But I see the second half of the year, I see him moving. He will have to move from his 5 years. He's going to move again. So who knows, he might go back to Asia or go to the Middle East or something. And he will have to take a break, you know. I see certain people tell him to take a break, whatever it is. But that's what I'm seeing for him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Beyonce and them, they're going to look at different places and stuff like that, you know. So we wish them all the best, but they're not going to forgive him. It's a wrap, you know. All right, take care, guys. No request videos. That's it. And we hope that Kanye can get it together. But right now, we're going to be going through the phase. We see on the back end, second half of the year, because his life is in danger. If he continue down this road, I see that, you know, a lot of negative stuff will happen to him. And I see that they want to do like a Wendy Williams, Britney Spears situation for him. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So that's what I'm seeing, certain forces and stuff like that. So, and then we told you guys that his wife, this is the year for them to either try to have a baby or not. If no baby don't come, this is the year make or break for Kanye West when coming to his relationship with his wife and stuff like that. So we sending healing energy for him and for everyone. You know, in this situation. It's a sad situation. Okay? Take care, guys. Bye. No request video. So that's it for Kanye. We don't see any changes for him. He'll always keep spiraling out. Nothing is going to change. But he will have to move. And I see Kim and them be going for the juggler and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, so he can lose full custody of his kids. Jay-Z and them, they will try to move, you know, go somewhere foreign and feel much more safer. Beyonce is not having that, you know what I'm saying? Okay? So, no request videos. That's it. Bye.